Hello and welcome everybody, hoping you can all hear us and you can see what is about to be a fantastic game. We're about to get this show on the road. It's Vision taking on Team Renewal. Miles there, Kai, with a wonderful script. As we're on into map number 1, it's going to be Inferno. It's Team Renewal's pick.
You're looking good for this one, mate. It's a bit of a classic out there in the Asian region, so hopefully it delivers. We've got 3 over on the B bomb site to start with, but the bomb itself is making its way towards A, looking for a quick burst out towards mid, perhaps. There's a smoke down for Amelia here, so we'll see. That'll be the classic Moto smoke. ROUX holding. Here's this coming in, trying to get into position to help teammates out, but it's actually stagnated, going all the way down to 0 miles per hour right now.
Yeah, very, very slow. They've got a little bit of long control. And potentially a route coming through. This might just be a B split here. I mean, it's 3 players over towards that B site. So it's definitely a read coming through from Team Renewal. They've got a pretty good idea, but Vision, they're pouncing on the B site.
Yeah, they're very ready for this one. As I said, 3 players already here to go. So a lot of kills. Oh, going to have to come in. That is a crispy one from MIQ. There's only the 1 player from Banana, so really going to be tough here to hold down. Great entries coming through, and that will do it. However, they're not ready. They're not ready for this final player. In towards Dark, a rough fight. Zarotl needed a little bit of something out of that. Now just going to be down to NEUZ against 3. Sees the bomb going down, so got the info on 1. Now a couple. Finds the head onto the key player, Zaka, to be honest, who I thought was going to be the one to finish it, but not the case. So hidden away, just going to let NEUZ come to them. These headies are clean. Still got plenty of HP to work with as well. Amelia in and around the pillar, trying to just play ring around the Rosie, and does get it done. Saves the round for Lynn Vision. But that was awfully close now. That was awfully close. Yeah,
that was extremely concerning. We're looking at this side and we're thinking, you know, potentially that could have gone the other way. You maybe have to go back and look at the kind of the rough moments, right? Zarotl should be walking away with 2-3 kills there, right? The fact that he's already tucked in, he's not cleared. They've kind of overlooked his position. He should have got that new box player. Potentially should have even got a couple more off the back of it too. So already, I guess, you know, you can maybe make the argument that Lynn Vision maybe get out of dodge just a little bit fortunate. They could have potentially fallen very, very flat there. But even still, now, doesn't mean they start, of course. First one on the board. Decent amount of money to work with as they're taking some maps control once again. Starry leading the charge.
Boost up for the A1S. This could be deadly. Smoke going to come in, but it's not really going to be too effective. Nice find onto the first. And again, a quick rotation coming in here from MIQ to bolster up that B defense. But as soon as they start the attack, Lynn Vision, they learn their lesson pretty quickly. And they're just going to pull it back and work it out a little later. Could be either bomb side at this point.
What's the plan here, right? What is the plan? Coming back, Zarotl. Just going to take first contact, it seems, on the other side of the smoke. Double stack coming through. They've got a fairly decent buy themselves. It's kind of all hinging on him stepping up and finding some success. But look over towards the T side, and they're sort of just happy just to pump the brakes a bit.
Gonna go for it, though. A late B execute coming in here. Oh, Zarotl with the smoke down. They're gonna go through it. This is not a good idea. Aracul on the CZ up close, surely able to just assist the A1S here. We'll get the trades in eventually, but Starry now left to do it all and takes a dink nice and early. So should be able to get the bomb down, but this round is just not looking doable at all. Actually goes for the fake as well. I feel like they kind of need this bomb plant to survive the next round. But Starry apparently fancies his chances in the 1v3. Not going to happen. A recovered AK, maybe another one as well if they play their cards right here. Not quite, but still coming away with 2 rifles and a big force buy win for Renewal.
Yeah. And now, of course, in a position where you look towards that CT side, and they should be able to sort of run away with this earlier part of kind of momentum and a little bit of kind of that tempo that builds them up at least a bit of a gap, right? A bit of comfortability, because normally when you see T-side start the way Lynn Vision like to do, which is, you know, find the pistol, find the force buy, run away with a couple of early rounds, that lead can really get away from them. So good to see that at the very least Renewal have kind of put that in its place early doors, and they're taking fight. So what a shot to come through. My God, Zaka, that's quick.
Nasty little headshot to kick us off. Yeah, we might see a lot of this morning, this afternoon, depending on which part of the world you're coming at us from. Quick deegs, the quick force buy rounds. Nice damage onto X-Pro here from Zarotl, so Or Zerolt? Zerolt, I think, are we going with? I'm kind of...
Zerolt.
Yeah. Been a while since I've casted Renewal, to be honest. But yeah, they start off with a pretty nice one, Lynn Vision, and they've pulled it way back once again. They really do like this slowdown in the middle of the round.
I mean, what is the end goal here, right? You're looking towards Lynn Vision. Where are they looking to head? I mean, of course, buy isn't fantastic for them, and they can't even really scoop up anything. Right down Mac 10, swinging in towards Banana. Zerolt for 2, nearly 3, but he's traded out. A good little double brings the numbers even.
Yeah, so far we're looking at pretty good damage from Lynn Vision, and certainly keeping things exciting in these rounds. They're going to try towards A. Recovery of a Mac 10. That is a big kill from Starry. He gets his hands onto a decent rifle here as well to work with. Only the one player in towards pit in the form of ROUX. Going to have to double up for my money. Takes Amelia down low. But still Starry on this A1S. They've got to encroach. They've got to find this kill quickly. But ROUX is just staying alive in towards the pit. I thought that was the jumping headshot there, but it was ROUX coming in from behind to clean up. Renewal will play it well in the end, although that is extremely, extremely costly. So they have to be careful in these follow-up rounds now.
I think there's arguments to be made as well that, you know, actually Lynn Vision will be relatively happy with that. I don't think they'll be too bothered by any means, right? They're looking at that overall and thinking, that's really not actually that bad. They've come into this with just pistols, few deagles to work with, and they're walking away with a good amount of kills under their belt. I don't think they'll be too upset with that, but overall, they need to find some success when it comes to the full buys, and this isn't going to be one of them. Just a low buy for them. Once again, the sort of second part of their double eco in a way, as they once again want to test the waters over towards the A site, and my Q for 1, 2. Oh no, it's NEUZ who steals them away, in fact, as he whips out the pistol.
Okay. That's pretty big, though, because you look at where the cash is at with those drop acrosses. You know, ROUX is a pretty poor member here, so it does make a difference. Lynn Vision, first rifle round, will be looking to pick it up. And this is where we start to really separate out. But Renewal do a brilliant job, I think, of, you know, surviving against the force buys in these early rounds.
Oh, exactly, and now we can really get to see what this Lynn Vision side can bring to the table. I mean, they are a roster that we know that, again, obviously have some fantastic, fantastic moments. And Inferno is a map in which you see some good work from them. Hang on a second, ROUX got a lot of space to work with, playing anti as well over towards logs. Already creating a lot of room, and Starry will fall.
Yeah, NEUZ on the AWP. Looking for some more, maybe. Already having a pretty solid game so far. That quickscope is close. The nade should do some decent damage here on the way out. Does indeed. So a nice opening exchange coming in from NEUZ. Not too much to it, but a kill. And some nade damage. Lynn Vision, a little bit stuck for ideas, maybe. We're going to see a pop flash come in here for westmeloNz. Not ready for logs. Blinded up is ROUX. Surely gets taken down here. Does indeed. The backup from Zerolt isn't there. Caught with nade in hand as well. Just indecisive, I suppose, from the B defenders in terms of how they wanted to play that one. And it has fallen apart. Goodness gracious me. ROUX the only one left in a matter of moments.
Safe to say, I think, you know, that's a very risky swing coming in towards Paul there. 3 T-side players on the other side. Swing on towards the site, and of course, I think there's only one plan of action here for ROUX. It's just keep that AWP in play, keep it ticking over towards the next. They have a little bit of money to work with. It's not comfortable. That's safe to say. So having that AWP in play is a bit of a necessity at this point. If they want any sort of, you know, justification around a buy in towards the next, it's going to be Lynn Vision once again going within that sort of reaching distance, so to say. At all. I think it should have no problems being saved over. You don't really see on your mini-map kind of Lynn Vision going too aggro in terms of hunt, so it should be okay. Saved over. It's more of a question of now how do they play around it. Do they go for a full buy? Only really NEUZ can drop one over. So there's really even an argument to be made that they might just stick around that kind of that 2k mark, maybe half buy pistols only coming towards the next, and just hope that the AWP can make the difference here and really, well, if you can't win the round, at least make it expensive.
Yeah. Got the God spawn as well, so
true.
Looking pretty confident for an early mid peak here. Although the G2 smoke's going down, variation of it, so I guess not. Looking to get aggressive. Ooh, around the smoke. So there you go. There's the variation, saving it for a rainy day. Unfortunately, nothing presents itself. They are fully in respect mode there of where that AWP is. ROUX with a nice find onto Starry. So once again, the pistols come away with early kills, but Amelia uses sound, uses all the info available and finds the trade. So still, any kills are good here for Team Renewal.
And now, once again, this is sort of it's just been a standard, hasn't it, from Lynn Vision, which is just pump the brakes. I mean, you know, the second they take first contact or, you know, take a first fight, they're so happy just to park up, you know, buy some time, kill 10, 20 seconds, cut the noise as well, and try and make Team Renewal double guess themselves in a way. Sort of what we're seeing right now. There is being a rifle scooped up into MIQ's hands, so going up towards the A site. It's getting a little bit dicier. The all pass rotated over. It's a triple stacking towards coffins.
Yeah, this could be deadly. NEUZ going to try and go for a position change as well. Big frag onto Zaka. Are they going to stick with it? Are they going to leave? I think they want to leave at this point. To be fair, Amelia are out with the trade 3 versus 3. NEUZ on the wrong bomb site right now.
Worrying, definitely. Because for him, I think the second this bomb goes down, I would probably even say one's going to go back to the safe call. I mean, what difference can he make it? Rotating in, this is going to get very, very awkward for him to find space. And they'll be expecting this as well. They know there was contact towards top B. Bomb goes down. Smoking towards Moto as well. But AK scooped up. So, double AK3 orb. Actually, this is doable.
Big return frag coming in. This retake's looking relatively doable. NEUZ does go down, though. There is a kit available, but how quick are these headshots going to have to be? Yeah, they know where one's coming from as well. So maybe just holding them in at this point. Molotov goes down. ROUX needs to find this pit player, but isn't looking for it anymore. They're just holding them in.
Yeah.
Just making sure they get some solid exits here, which is a nice move, I suppose, from Team Renewal. There you go. Zeralt will chime in, and all good in the end. 3-3, however. So we'll see. Zeralt goes down to the bomb, a little bit awkward.
I've got to say, though, once again, in a similar kind of narrative that we were saying up towards Lynn Vision, I don't think Renewal will be too upset with that. I mean, yes, of course, that the AWP drops in a way, but overall, the fact that they've walked away with 4 kills is actually pretty decent from them. You know, there's a minimal investment around that AWP, and they've somehow still managed to make it relatively expensive. I don't think they're too upset. Of course, full buy for them coming through. The only real kind of question mark in a way is that FAMAS coming out, but either way, over towards Lynn Vision in themselves, not exactly comfortable so far on the full buys, especially when we look towards this side being one of the premium sides in all of the Asian region. Slightly struggling so far. Good opener. ROUX to find the firsts.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, solid flash. Renewal have not come to mess around today. Oh, nice shot from NEUZ as well. The AWP being very dynamic in these past few rounds. Also, glass cannon AWP nearly does get taken down by nades, but all the same, a 2-man advantage in a pretty short space of time for Renewal.
Smoking towards top side, top banana, may I say, kind of just keeps them at bay, at least for the time being. And again, it goes back to this question of now, what is the end goal for Lynn Vision? Because now they've got a 2-man disadvantage. Not exactly looking comfortable at all. They're showing a lot of presence over towards B, and with Starry falling, I don't know, mate. This is already looking rough. I can't see a world in which they win this now.
Yeah. Missed shot from NEUZ. Might open the door for it. It was a nice little wide peek from X-Pro. Bit too fast to be tracked down. Going to be spotted out. And, of course, Zeralt's already here. They should be able to get the bomb down with the spaces that are being given. A lot of respect, I suppose, across. Oh, or is it? It's a lineup for a spam from ROUX. In fact, I thought he was just cool to let him have it. But he was taking his time lining up the perfect spam spot. Magical stuff, and that'll be a Renewal coming in with number 4 retaking the lead.
Hey, exactly that. I gotta say, impressive stuff. Would now set themselves into a position where once again we can look at this Renewal side and start to build up at least a fairly decent CT side performance. Inferno is statistically the most even map in the entire pool, 52.6% CT sided as of the end of 2022. So overall, it's a map in which it doesn't, you know, you can't make arguments like you did on the old Ancients or, you know, current Nuke, for example, where you can say, you know, this is definitely a CT-sided map. So if they put up a fantastic CT side, it's enough. I don't really think that's the case. I think Inferno is actually kind of the perfectly even map in a way that you see a lot of these sides actually sometimes prefer that T side just because it allows you to dictate the tempo, the pace a bit. And normally you'd sort of assume that of Lynn Vision. They're a side who like playing aggro, like, you know, relying on some of their stars, like Starry, for example, you know, the standout players, so to say. Been a little bit quiet here. Renewal in a position to once again start walking away with a little bit of a gap to work with. Or at least enough so that they can feel comfortable when they end up going on towards their T side.
Big nade down middle to open us up as well. Flash to come around. Oh, getting caught with nades in hand. I don't quite know what's happened there, but it's a roll with the keen double spray down. It is a mad one. Lynn Vision. We see this sometimes, you know, they come in, they can be overconfident. A lot of teams can be overconfident in the Asian region and just, you know, lack some of the discipline because of it. Renewal really do want to be picking up this first map, and they're, you know, not necessarily pushovers on the second. So Lynn Vision got to get their act together quick.
It's a world in which there's an upset on the cards here. I think everybody, or most people, would just be expecting a Lynn Vision victory. So, you know, the conversation we were having in the pre-show, the bigger names, right? These are the guys who, their names alone carry a lot of weight in this region. But you're spot on. They can get overconfident. I think they can get a little bit overzealous as well. And if they don't show the proper respect to Team Renewal, who apparently had a fairly decent, good run in the open quals, taking down some pretty notable teams. So, gotta get the respect. Find one. Quick trade. MIQ to fall.
Big kill. They've got a lot of control. The only thing is they don't really have the bomb. Or not even don't really. They just literally have no chance of getting this bomb. So I'm not quite sure what the game plan is here. I don't know if they've already called for a save and are hoping to, you know, kill the A player. Again, make it as costly as possible. ROUX still alive around here. Wow, that timing is kind of insane. Looks like he will survive it. But ultimately, Lynn Vision going to concede another round.
Yeah, they're parking up. Just going to make sure that they've got what they need heading in towards the next, because, I mean, what they've got alongside it's going to be pretty brutal. I mean, they're getting a little bit of a loss bonus built up. But it's one of those things, right, when you only have, you know, a couple guys staying alive, and, of course, with staying alive on that T side, I mean, you have no money to work with. They are in a, you know, a rough spot where the buy that they're going to have now around these two rifles, it is rough. And how do they want to play it? A lot of teams in these sort of situations, when they're, you know, their backs against the wall, in quotation marks, they step up the tempo. They go quick. They try and, you know, force their play style in their face. We see, you know, a lot of these heavy banana hits coming through. I'm wondering what Lynn Vision want to do, because they're more than happy just to park up, but it does look like they want to take some face, and they are just throwing down banana.
Oh, wow. They're also looking to be alive. Arikul with the broken spray down. They're going to be kicking himself for that one, especially because it was only the one player. The Molotovs were highly successful in splitting up Lynn Vision. Starry, patience pays off. Well read. And now looking really solid. This is a 5-on-3. I mean, there's chunks taken out of pretty much every single player on that T side. However, Zeralt stands with only 2 HP. The AWP going to be here. Does manage to find one. Surely gets traded out, though. It does indeed. And that should be the round, to be honest. There should be a save angle here. They don't really have a lot of cash on that T side. Nade could really do some more damage, but no one going to be on the receiving end of it. And with that, MIQ just going to move to save.
Good call. Right, cool. And this is exactly what we said coming into this. Some teams like to just go hyper-aggressive, right? Step up the pace. And it works really, really well. Because now we're in a position where, you know, from a very sort of janky buy coming out, we're seeing actually some fairly decent money going to start to flourish over towards that T side. And that T side economy is much easier to break to. Hence why you see both MIQ and Zeralt tucking themselves away as much as possible. That's a really, really good round. And a bit of a necessity for Lynn Vision as well, because it already sort of felt like Lynn Vision were losing control of this game. For me, it's just not the Lynn Vision we know and love, right? It wasn't comfortable, wasn't clear-cut, concise, hitting all their shots, and able to take a lot of that map control. Finally, though, that's the Lynn Vision we know. A side who can really make their opponents feel, you know, massively uncomfortable, no matter the buy. I think the only thing that maybe could have been a difference maker there was if that banana spray worked, you know, on towards that Tech 9. If that kill gets found, might have changed things a little bit, because, I mean, I think you only need to connect one more bullet. So, an unfortunate one, but, you know, hindsight's 2020. Now looking towards round number 10. Aggro down mid, Starry. He'll take that fight every day.
Trying to change things up on the Team Renewal side, and it's just not worked for them at all. Lynn Vision once again starting off with an early pick. The flashes, contact flashes, as MIQ was playing anti. Lynn Vision, they seem to have hit their groove. The aggression is just relentless, and they will keep it rolling all the way down long, not even really smoking anything off for the time being. We're going to find one. Does get traded out. Spray down is there from X-Pro. Takes a bit of time, but doesn't matter. Finds the frag all the same, and now just Zeralt once again. Those B rotators left in a dire situation. He's sticking about, maybe going to find one and get away. I think that will be the case. Headshot lands through the wall there, so X-Pro very unlucky.
He can't even save.
I don't think he lives here, yeah.
He can't even go towards B. westmeloNz there waiting. Wherever he goes, he's going to be in a horrible position. The only thing I can see is if he parks up around here. But no, unfortunately, walking straight in towards him. A little bit messy, but to see it off in the end. 5-all, my God. We're getting actually a bit of a bad game. You know, we were slow to get underway. You know, once again, ladies and gents, you know, apologies for that. Not our fault. We were just waiting for the server to be ready and waiting. Of course, with this region, there can be, you know, a few ping issues here and there. But now we've got in towards the action. It's been pretty neck and neck stuff. These two sides inseparable as we are all tied 5 apiece. And a timeout called by Team Renewal. And I think it's actually a pretty good time to call it. You look over towards that CT side, money isn't flourishing, and neither's confidence, right? We've seen them now, since they've been tested in these last couple of rounds, you sort of alluded to it, right? They've been trying to do something new, and it's not working. And this is not kind of what you'd look to and expect out of this side. And for Renewal, they need to, you know, put a plug in this pretty immediately, or else Lynn Vision will do what they usually tend to do, which is just run away with momentum.
Frightening. Very, very scary stuff. P250, though, is the only thing. Oh, and a Zeus. We do have a Zeus. I want to see a Zeus kill. We better get a Zeus kill in this round. You know, once you buy it, you got to put it to good use, that's for sure. NEUZ going to just go crazy aggressive. Nearly catches player lining up a nade, but thankfully there was one up close to at least pass on the information. ROUX sticking around here with the P250. It's a very intense anti-eco so far. Lynn Vision, though, they strike true, and I think they have kind of weathered that storm there in apartments.
It should be, yeah. I mean, there was maybe a world in which ROUX walks away with one just because it's a little bit of a, you know, quote-unquote off angle. I mean, more people know it now than they did prior, but yeah, no. This should be pretty easy, right? Just walk away. You know, if they can make sure to not lose more than, you know, 2 people, then they'll be happy. As long as only, you know, 1, potentially the second, it'll be fine. Does the Zeus get anything?
No!
Oh, he got CSGO'd there. He got CSGO'd there, for sure.
What? That was so on him. That was so on him. I don't know how he's missed that.
That is Zeus's, though, isn't it? Honestly, they're
Yeah.
They're a cruel mistress at times. They don't really seem to do what you want them to do in times where it should be a little bit easy. But
yeah, I mean, especially when you tag someone for like 80, when you have actually hit them and it just doesn't kill. It's like, why is that a thing?
Like the range makes a difference about how many
they're
volts
already
are going
hard
into
enough.
them.
Come on.
Yeah, but no, yeah, spot on. Either way, that was a bit of a throwaway, a little bit of a cannon fodder around, but it does mean that Lynn Vision take a lead now, and this is a side you get worried, right? Oh, this CT side gonna get stuck in the cycle. That's one dropped.
Uh-oh, how's Starry gone away with 2 there? Wow. I thought he was dead to rights. You know, the flank coming in, no support available. And then, of course, they find the third and final player. Lynn Vision have turned the crank up to 11. Where has this come from? Absolutely dominating in the past 3 and now 4 rounds. Craziness. And Team Renewal, they just don't know what to do. I think, you know, since taking that timeout, Lynn Vision have really turned up the heat, as it were. So hopefully Team Renewal, they take a time out of their own, because that competitive element that we had in the earlier rounds is really starting to fall away now.
And of course, in a position where the other side, you know, not only is it, you know, Renewal no longer looking as dominant or anything of the sort, but the thing that's really scaring me is Starry's awake. Starry is starting to look like the Starry we know, the guy who is regarded as the best up-and-comer in this region, the next, well, star. I mean, he is the guy that everyone is looking towards. I mean, I'll always never forget that that ace against G2 on Vertigo. Way back when. But, I mean, Starry is, you know, domestically and kind of regionally seen as the next up-and-comer. He is seen as this guy who, you know, everybody's looking towards in terms of his mechanics. And I was saying, you know, a little bit quiet from him, not really having the most dominant of showings the way he can at times. My God, he's looking good now. That 180, ridiculous. It's at the tone. Team Renewal was stuck in this brutal cycle where it's full buy-in, failing to convert, back to an eco, rinse and repeat.
Yep. Just going through the sad motions at the moment on that CT side where the money just is never quite enough. None of these headshots landing. The crosshairs are on, but there you go. Aracule will get it. The one time that we don't give the benefit of the doubt to the Deagle. Nice stuff from him, but they very quickly are like, yeah, let's just get out of here. The AK gonna replace the bomb while the chase is on. Cover his guy on the way out, and Lynn Vision very quickly, this feels like, have moved up to 8 rounds.
Yeah, it went from a position where we were thinking, okay, this is extremely even to a point actually where Renewal were sort of, in my eyes, kind of felt like they were sort of running away with things. And then in a flash, we have seen this completely change hands. And I think also that is credit to how Lynn Vision played Seaside. It's so rapid, right? They are more than happy to get a round done and dusted, chalked up in like 40 seconds. So they are really starting to look comfortable. Nice shot, Starry, your fault.
Yep, that's a big name to be taken as well. The AWP in a very good spot. Molotov here as well. westmeloNz got nowhere to go. The nade makes sure that he is done for. So caught in their rush, caught in their aggression. ROUX also through the fire. No one seems to care. 2 of them cross as well, not expecting him to be there. Oh my goodness. We talk about fast won rounds. This is a fast lost round for Lynn Vision, as only the 1 kill comes in for the 5 of them, and that will be 6 for Team Renewal. A good chance to even things as close as they possibly can.
I think there's definitely a world in which they were a little bit too comfortable in that one, right? I think they came in and they were thinking, okay, well, you know, we are now doing what we do, where it's just comfortable, clean, easy for us, and we're taking and winning the majority of our fights, even if we should be punished. So maybe a little bit of overconfidence, and it came out to bite them. They got really punished there. And like you said, right, this is a good opportunity for Team Renewal. Find 7 at the half, make it as even as possible. It really isn't too bad at all. When I look at sides in this region, especially these 2 specifically, for me, Lynn Vision are one of the best on T side. They only are able to take a 1-round lead. That can be rough. NEUZ will find the first. Yeah,
looking for a little more in that smoke as well with the no scopes. Uh-oh, this is a dangerous peek if he decides to go for it again, I think.
Don't do it.
Knows that fact, so not creeping around the corner, just holding the angle. And, yep, Renewal come away with a solid 1-man advantage then.
Yeah, now we're at a position where, what's the game plan, right? Once again, down to a numbers disadvantage. How do they try and force some success here? That's the one way. A shot through wood.
Yep, there's only 1 player on B, guys. You better get in there fast. Mid retake coming in from, or the brackets at the very least from Renewal. They see no one around brackets, so they figure that it must be a B hit. And they're actually incorrect on this one. I think that's Amelia that hears all the info. westmeloNz going to give his life away. Maybe a little pointlessly, you could argue this long flank has got to be super effective. And the player in pit spots it, right? So it's just all thwarted. Ruin on the site. This 2-man setup is pretty damn solid that they've got going here. 25 seconds left on the clock. Going to move in nice and fast. Down goes MIQ. Rue getting, forced off. Nearly finds 2. If only an AK was in hand, it could have been the round. Nonetheless, 2v2 looking very doable here. Tags continue to come in. Down goes Amelia towards that pit place. So now it's just going to be Starry left. AWP in hand. Superhero of this T side. So blind. Not a chance in hell. And that'll be the 8-7 at the turn of the half.
Yeah, and with that being said, at halftime, we're going to fly on to a quick break. When we are back, second half is going to be underway. Ladies and gents, we will see you in just a moment. Well, we're back, ladies and gents. In towards the pistol round. Nice and easy. Nice and quick. 8-7 for Lynn Vision. Slim lead for them. They now move on to some people's favourite at the CT side. Can Team Renewal on their map pick make the difference? They're fronting towards B.
Yes, they are. X-Pro's ready with the smoke to buy some time at the very least, but they might just go through that. Pop flash is pretty decent. Awkward team damage allows for X-Pro to find a kill, but they've regained control. Oh my god, what is happening over here? X-Pro on the pistol, spams away, does manage to find himself a headshot. 3-on-3 then. The rotation's already in. The bomb is down. There is a kit available. The Glocks up close, though, are just deadly. ROUX found 3. Pretty quiet first half, but starts this second half with a bang for Team Renewal.
Yeah, a little shake there as well. You know, when you're in a good round, you start to feel it. It's really, really good. Great start from Renewal. Needed as well, just to get a little bit of confidence under the belt. I mean, it was not a bad half by any means, but it just wasn't as good as it could have been. There was a world in which Renewal were looking like on the CT side. They were kind of just we're gonna run away with things a little bit. And hey, now we're in a position where we're thinking and we're looking at Renewal could start things off really well on towards their T side. Got 8Ks to work with. Ukulele's, a couple of Mac 10s. This could be messy, but a full buy, full investment for Lynn Vision. Already taken a chunk of damage. X was down to 61.
Yeah, there was, I suppose, a trade-off of a tag, so it's not all doom and gloom. Another one comes through for X-Pro, but he will lose his life for it. Really does depend on the mid-round here. Renewal have got the advantage, but again, holding 1 over on B. Some risky spray downs through the smoke. An attempt from Starry to retrieve the scout and find some frags. We'll see. We need a deagle to pop off here. There's one. Is there a second available? There isn't. It does present itself, but can't get it done. Oh, God. Awkward from Zaka in on the site. Can't find a single player, despite how low some of them might have been. There's a few deagle shots in a universe that may well have landed and turned the tide here, but not in ours. Lynn Vision, I think even after losing one player, will be kicking themselves they don't find any more.
I think you're right. Falling away, westmeloNz, of course. He was just locking out the B site and actually done a good enough job that he alone sort of forced him to rotate over towards A. Didn't make a difference in the end. And now we stand in a position where for him, it's just sort of keep hold of what you've got, right? Keep hold of the 5-7. Armor's better than nothing, right? I mean, because it means that heading in towards the next round for Lynn Vision, that was a full investment. It was a force. They're not going to have too much on the cards in terms of cash to work with in towards the next. It just has to be once again another pretty brutal save. An opportunity for Renewal to find themselves double digits before the first response comes through for Lynn Vision. This should be Team Renewal putting up a 10th on the board after the back of this round. And it should be them starting to find this confidence on T side. And this is where you get concerned for Lynn Vision. If this side don't find confidence, you know, get battered on the way out of Inferno, they could go into overpass, you know, a little bit dejected, right? Where they're feeling, you know, not that confident. It was a rough showing. And that could come back to bite them a little bit. Renewal could be on for a very, very good upset.
Yeah, absolutely. It is certainly starting to, you know, look a bit more realistic from them. But we'll see, we'll see. It really does depend once the rifles come out. That's where it's at. I think Lynn Vision playing very confident, very aggressive in a lot of these rounds. And that might just work in their favor once the CT side gets rolling. But at the same time, money, all that, you know, terrible stuff could be very difficult. We've got a quick rotation, a quick gamble here in towards the B bomb site. X-Pro awkward on the tap away, but he does manage to find one. Any damage going to be good in this round. They're trying their best to spam through that CT smoke. It's just not happening. And they will all get finished off. So almost flawless from Renewal once again. Look at the bank here.
They are swimming in the cash, aren't they? I mean, this is looking really good. I mean, now we're heading towards the first full response from Lynn Vision, and you can even sort of make the argument that it's a kind of bonus. You see kind of the Galil in play still for MIQ. But of course, the AWP has been invested into. I think this is a good call. Pick up the AWP, see if they can try and challenge Zaka, because they would expect that Lynn Vision are going to be wielding one themselves. So, quite the interesting round here. We're in a position for Lynn Vision where this sort of feels like a must-win. They have to find success here. Look at this aggression. That's a freebie.
Oh, massive from Zaka as well to get that second, though. Does lose his head, getting a bit cocky.
Yeah.
And once again, it does come in, you know, but rightly so, I suppose, in a moment like that. He does find 2 massive frags for his team. We have to bear in mind here, folks, in the first half, very, 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 very slow start from Lynn Vision. They struggled. They lost against the force buy. We were down and looking at, you know, a 5-3 situation, I believe, Renewal with the lead there. And Lynn Vision, they had this crazy ramp up once they got some stability, once they got the rifles working. That's what they're looking for again here. 3 players towards B. There's a flash available. Great jumpy coming in from X-Pro to give the game away. Molotov goes down to force them away. So I don't know if they were looking for kills or just the banana control. It's going to be a boost up. A full commit to the boost up. It is indeed. So westmeloN, very difficult kind of angle to deal with. It's going to get mollied below, but it's not spreading to him. He's pretty lucky on that front. They're not expecting him at all. X-Pro playing around the boost as well. Fantastic move. It's great for a 2v3. It really is. They're not going to get overwhelmed in the numbers. Even if they both go 1-for-1, they've still got a rotation in. Really well played from Lynn Vision there, and a quick think from the B players. Zeralt not able to find anything, and Lynn Vision, there it is. Rifle round with only 1 player lost.
Yeah, that's really good. That is a great work, and I gotta say that boost coming through, you're playing the kind of the high-low angle because the lower player taking the second contact as well, leaving the AWP all alone. Really, really well done. And kind of, yeah, there was 28 seconds to work with, and yes, theoretically, you could have rotated over towards the A site, but it was never going to be any easier, right? That was already a lost round, and that 1 versus 3. For the AWP to be walking away from success there, you know, it would have taken essentially Lynn Vision throwing that round. So, pretty good work. Only 1 round in it. Lynn Vision breathing down the neck of Team Renewal now. The U2 will come through. This time, of course, the AWP's still in play, but the money started to dwindle over towards that C side. Lose this, and they're broken. They're back to an eco.
Zeralt, keen entry. We'll lose MIQ over on the A-bomb site. Zeralt, though, looking really solid. Ah, damn, this big kill from really I needed dealing with. Rue does a good job. So 3-on-2. Aracule with a really good angle to deal with the AWP here. Spots the barrel first, finds the head, and Renewal look like they're going to get right back on the board as soon as they were off it. So really solid stuff from them on the return round.
Yeah, smoke come through. Of course, this B site completely cracked open. And yeah, as you said, just like that, I mean, a quick response. It was looking a little bit uncomfortable for Team Renewal. We were looking at them thinking, you know, they might get into a really awkward position. If that goes the other way, right, we're seeing... Well, even still, actually, I've got to say, if Lynn Vision can make it expensive on the way out, this could at least make it a little bit uncomfortable. And AWP has been scooped up, but it does look like the call to hunt has come through, which I'm a fan of. I think that's probably the right decision. They can't really be too comfortable if the AWP still ticks over just because we know what Zaka can do. And I think there's a world where you can make the argument that if Zaka doesn't overextend there, you know, finds the 2 kills, and if he just falls away, could be a completely different story. But for now, Starry should be okay. They didn't really get too... they didn't want to test it too much. They themselves, of course, have an AWP in play, so want to make sure that it's ticked over. It's still going to be that 2-round buffer that Team Renewal hold over Lynn Vision. But where do we go from here? How do Lynn Vision start to carve out some success? They can get a buy around that AWP saved over. Yeah. But then what's the decision going forward? Because still, they're not looking as comfortable, as calm as they usually do. I think a lot of credit has to go towards Team Renewal. They're really sort of pushing them to their limits.
Yeah, NEUZ and Zeralt really playing well. Zaki, you can see he's only on 8 kills at the moment, so being firmly shut down, such a big part of their game usually, and yep, just being totally screwed by the lack of AWPing presence. They need him on this CT side. You got to cast your mind back a few rounds to when he found great success. Speaking of great success, westmeloN follows his trace as well on that A4. And he will find a big double. Again, making it look way too easy on the edge of the smokes. Getting another one down. I think they may well have spotted the bomb, although not entirely sure. Still, 5v3 in the first 20-30 seconds is really solid from Lynn Vision.
Off a flash.
Wow.
Rue will find Zaka. Pop shot doesn't amount to too much success. And now, numbers once again are in favor of Lynn Vision, but only by 1. Still definitely doable. I mean, Rue seems to be carving out a bit of a success of his own. Where do they go from here? How do they try and find some success? It looks like they want to double back towards B. The bomb waiting in towards Ram, one in towards Mexi. It's actually only 1 CT type player over there. Of course, you can expect he'll have a whole host of utility in his arsenal. How do they lock out this one? I think it's a world in which a bomb plant comes through and then it's full retake for Lynn Vision.
X-Pro on the way. Molotov down to buy some time as well. Smoke starting to fade. So In comes the burst, you would assume. X-Pro going to commit to the B-bomb site as well. We need a solid defense here. It could spiral out of control if these two players, don't find success. In towards CT they will go, forcing the player at Coffin back. Beautiful little move. Not ready for westmeloNz, and he does drop the bomb. There's no time to get that plant in. What is that flick on the USB for good measure? An MIQ to survive after time. Should live here. Should live here. Oh, needed the kill to do so. But all the same, does manage to survive it nonetheless. Lynn Vision, real close and down to the wire, but they get number 10.
Yeah, gotta say, maybe there's a world in which Starry should have found that kill, to be perfectly honest. I mean, that low HP did make it a doable. Even so, may I say, we're in a position now where once again, we're looking at this side and we're thinking it's still never really comfortable for Lynn Vision. Even when they find success, it's very, very expensive. Team Renewal in a position where it could be dicey. That's a great flash, though. Supporting flash and utility from Zach is perfect. NEUZ will answer back.
Absolutely magical stuff. We'll see NEUZ on the deagle. Not ready for the off angle there. Tough, very tough indeed. So just snatching that man advantage back. But once again, you know, playing heavy in towards the A-bomb site here on the Lynn Vision side of things. We'll see. Smoke going to start to go down in Banana. X-Pro does need to be careful, man. These deagles and of course the AK still in play can be kind of nasty. Watch the overconfidence. We're getting down to nitty-gritty rounds here. Every single round going to be important, especially if Team Renewal on this force buy can wrestle a victory. Starry with another off angle. westmeloNz in towards the site. This looks pretty solid to me. No flash available to burst anyone off, and they're just slowly but surely edging around each angle. Should be in the crosshairs in just a second here. Yep, solid stuff, and Starry even going to find the player in the apartments, reading it before it happens. Lynn Vision up to 11, evening things back up.
And of course, now that you know, an important thing is that it's made not expensive, right? So it means that CT side, while it's difficult, they can start building up a little bit of foundations and sort of stability in terms of their economy in a little bit more of a long-term sense, which is kind of one of those positions that we weren't really in for quite a while, because it was so round for round. Lynn Vision were always digging deep into the pockets to invest in towards rounds. Now they can start having a little bit of, well, security looking forward, let's put it that way. Either way, of course, this is a bit of a throwaway round. It is just pistols for Team Renewal. Hang on a second, look at this. Just flying downstairs. Nade, he's pushed in front of it. ROUX, look how close he is.
X-Pro looking for the brackets retake. Oh, NEUZ got a deagle on him. Really looking good with that deagle in hand, you know.
Agreed. He's crisp, man. He makes it look easy. Uh-oh.
They're coming. They're coming. The snake is on the way. You gotta get the hell out of dodge. westmeloNz very quickly up onto the boost. They're all just bouncing in, yeah, to make life very difficult for him. NEUZ with a big one. We need westmeloNz to maybe even have found two there. This round has gone ridiculously costly. The Glock too strong. Surely not. Surely not a round like this. Starry. Nade nearly finds the Rottle. We'll see here. The Glocks, can they get it done? I don't think so. Unless positional advantage comes in, which is exactly what Arakiel's looking for. Making a few steps, though, making a bit of noise. Starry going to go onto the tap for the bomb. And doesn't have a kit. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
This is awkward. It's getting awfully close. He's just going for the 10-second hold, though, and Arakiel really not playing for that, thinking that he does have a kit and is looking to fake it out. So 10-second hold comes in, a little anticlimactic towards the end, because Arakiel, the thought never crossed his mind, to be honest. Surely they've got to have a kit. Look at how many rounds they've got in a row. But no, a weird situation at the end there. Still, Team Renewal with 4 kills off of minimal investment. They'll be very happy with that. And yes, this is a big round where they could break the back of Lynn Vision.
It'd be funny as well. There was plenty of cash left lying in the pockets. We were already saying about for Lynn Vision, about how they built up some stability. You know, the age-old moniker, right? Don't be a loser, buy a diffuser and all the rest, right? I mean, that should have come, you know, just rung out true and well there for Starry and co. But hey, doesn't really matter. 10-second defuse, little bit weird and wonderful that it happens. And I think maybe on the other side for Renewal, right, you're never really expecting someone to kind of go for a 10-second defuse, right? They're always expecting a tap and spray the way they did the first time. So I can sort of see why there was no real inkling to go for a peek there. does mean Lynn Vision sort of feeling like the potential on the home straight. I mean, this is the important round. He's once again looking towards Renewal. Full buy coming through. But a position where we get to say once again, if they can't convert this, Lynn Vision find 13 and re-break that T-side economy, which means that they could guarantee themselves 14, 15 before a proper response comes through. And that might be kind of all she wrote.
Yeah, very true. It is a big, big round here, and you can tell both teams feeling that. No quick rushes this time. Rolling the nades out. CT side get rid of a lot of theirs very early on, you know. So they do have to be careful now moving into sort of what would be the mid-round, if that, to be honest. You know, we're barely into this round, and they have just kind of splurged a lot of their nades. They don't have deep banana control for it. At the same time, Renewal are just stacking on top of each other.
Very slowed out, very quiet. Looks like they want to maybe, potentially. Apps Dive coming out. Bomb is sort of joining them there. Yeah, it's going to be an Apps Dive. In comes to you two.
Wow. Such a wild kind of game plan, this one. We'll see. It's something they've not done. Flash, highly unsuccessful, and Starry going to find the head of 2. It's just so well set up here. Not a hope in hell. NEUZ had a nice few rounds with the Deagle, but this would be quite something. A 1v4 required, and just going to find the 1. Lynn Vision move up to 13. And the burst does not work at all. They were so ready for that.
Ready and waiting. And it appears to look, hey, pretty good, pretty good. Because now, once again, we go back to what we were saying earlier about how, for Lynn Vision, it kind of feels like they're on the home straight. No bomb plan as well for Team Renewal means that no cash in hand, right? They got nothing. If they maybe got a bomb plan, they would have had a much more comfortable buy. But they are still going to force buy either way. I'm not sure how I feel about this. It's extremely risky, but we said this earlier, and Lynn Vision converted theirs. So I want to see, I'd make my judgments in hindsight, but a force buy here is extremely risky, and especially when they're only bringing in kind of, you know, a Mac 10, a Galil, and a few AKs.
Yeah, I mean, this round could be for the game, therefore, you know what I mean? Like, you're kind of force buying yourself into oblivion. You can see they're definitely not expecting it. Huge nade damage comes in, though, from the CT side. They will have taken some themselves, but it's great to trade back. We'll see. We'll see. X-Pro swings out. Bit predictable. NEUZ is definitely on that with 26 kills so far. Going to be a quick B-burst of rotation on the way, but is it going to be fast enough? I don't think so, and I think you save from here. And it looks like they know that. Yep, so 2 quick entries on B. The usual stuff from Team Renewal.
With hindsight, not a bad call. I still think it's extremely risky, because like you said, right, I think it's one of those positions where if that doesn't work out, right, if that's not successful, we look at that round and think, you know, that's it. It's done, right? They got no money to work with, and Lynn Vision are knocking on the door of the elusive 16. Now it sort of swings the other way. Of course, it means that for Team Renewal, money for them to work with is make sure they don't drop too many on the way out. Tag will come through, but ROUX, honestly, I think he's fortunate to stay alive, to be perfectly honest. Does get tagged through the side of that door frame. And they are making a pretty aggressive call to hunt here. I mean, this is come out to bite them. This could be very expensive on the way out, or once again, at least, and, you know, wanting and longing for economy. Speaking, spamming coming through. No AWP saved. Zaka gets dropped. That's a big kill, as you mentioned. Team Renewal up to 12. Of course, when reaching distance, and now looking towards that CT side economy, and it is not flourishing at all.
Yeah, they needed that AWP. They needed that AWP. westmeloNz probably buys for himself, and then Starry drops across to X-Pro, and we've got the AWP in, and it's like, great, we've got the, you know, the thinly veiled full buy, maybe lacking in utility, but all the same. So now they're still going to buy, and I think this is the majority of what this pause is kind of working out where the cash is going. However, Zaka, as you can see, is going to be left low and might even just hold the Deagle. You know, he's not spending any of his own cash so that he can get an AWP in future rounds. So it's going to be very, very tough. Does go down to the chest armor, but that's going to be it. As much saved as possible for Zaka means that essentially we're on a 4v5 from the get-go here. The AWP going to have to... Sorry. The AWP going to have to wait, I suppose. The Deagle, the hand cannon, the hand AWP, that's where I've gotten confused, is going to have to really pop off in this round.
We've seen a couple of moments of it. I mean, generally speaking, mainly over towards Team Renewal. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that's aggro. And he finds 3. God. Starry, take a bow. What a round. That was done in about 5 seconds.
we've seen that smoke before, right? They like to
Yes.
creep around it, you know, but ultimately using the same smoke for an info starve and a miscom somewhere, or just not recognizing what was going on. They were not ready at all on top of each other. Front two players with nades in hand, and they did not expect that kind of aggression. It's been a few rounds, you know. We love to talk about conditioning. It has been quite a few rounds since Lynn Vision have really just gone, you know, balls to the wall, to be fair, yeah. Which is pretty common from them. So they've been waiting for the right time to go back to it, and that was definitely it. Great Molotov down middle. Flash is in as well. Starry getting pretty confident, looking for his 30 bomb. Maybe once again, as we've seen, a bit overconfident. The return strike here from the T side. Zach is still alive in towards the pit area, working his way through. They're thinking about it as well. Zach are going to go down. They don't really have any chance on the retake, and once again, we're looking at a save from Lynn Vision. One step forward, one step back. Maybe 1.5 steps forward each time they win a round because they're so close to finishing this game.
I don't think it's a bad call. I actually don't. I feel like the save call is the right one, right? Just, you know, regroup, essentially. This has been a round for round affair. And you don't often see that with teams who come against Lynn Vision because, you know, the ECO Asia Division champions, apart from IHC, they were very rarely tested. I think we were saying when I got the chance to cover it, I'm pretty sure for the entirety of playoffs, I don't think Lynn Vision dropped a map until the grand finals. So, you know, dominant displays from them, right? They were untouchable in the upper bracket. Hey, now we're in a position where, once again, we have to start making the conversation the other way, saying Renewal do have actually a pretty good opportunity to see off this map. Yes, it might take OT or at least a full regulation, but they are close, reaching distance. But at the core from Lynn Vision, they themselves, in terms of their buy, risky, right? They were coming in towards that round with, you know, still not a lot left in the back burner in the tank. So if that would have fallen flat in the way it did and made really expensive, they could have struggled. Thankfully, with the 3 saved, they're absolutely fine, and they still have stuff to work with. Once again, out towards mid.
Yep. Oh, anti being played. No flashes coming, though, mate. It's just entirely dry. The dink does land. Unfortunate not to find the frag. They're going to go for a quick wrap towards B, hoping to find guns not out, and that is exactly what they're going to get. Team Renewal have just picked up the pace in the past few, and that's going to be another strangle on towards B, meaning a save has to come in. What
a call. What a call by Team Renewal. I mean, that has worked wonders. I think, honestly, playing anti in towards mid nearly, you know, could have been the difference maker. If you're just holding the angle, he might have walked away with 1 or 2 right before the trade comes in. But either way, I think the core is really good. They've walked away by winning their 50s and in a position now where only potentially 1 gets saved over. This could be dire. We could once again be looking the other way. We kind of thought like we were maybe on the home straight for Lynn Vision, but potentially this could be Team Renewal taking all 5 down and heading into this next round. All time clear 14-14. Lost spot and Zacko dropped down as well. Will have been heard, walking away with 1. That's all he'll walk away with. It's a consolation kill. It's a silver lining. All tied square. Team Renewal find their 14th. And then Vision, not got a lot to work with in terms of their cash. It's going to have to be a save call. Stick above that 2K mark. Forcing here, we are extremely ill-advised. The most they could really look into is a couple of 5-7s, and I think for Expro, it might even be, you know, for him, don't really invest into too much, just because if they want an AWP in towards the next, he will have to drop it. It's a rough position to be in. I'm going to see attack timeout called, and I don't blame him at all. The third used for the CT side, that'll envision. And this has never been a comfortable display. Inferno has never looked as dominant as previous Infernos have for Lynn Vision. They are really being pushed to the limit. And I think you've got to give a lot of credit over towards Team Renewal. They're actually have done, you know, it looks like a fairly decent amount of research into their opposition, because they're reading them like a book at the moment.
Or timeouts on timeouts as well, stacking them up. They know how important these rounds are going to be. Lynn Vision got a choice to... I think that might have already been made for the Mex Pro, goes straight in for the A1S. So I think we're going to go for the force buy here and hope for the absolute best, try and get it in the 16-14. But I think at this point they'd be happy to secure an overtime just because of, you know, 14-12. Look at where that scoreline was at, and they had such a great round. Starry, the hero, runs out second mid. But Renewal kind of figured, well, you know, if they want to play things aggressive, if they want to get in the mud in these final few rounds, we're going to bring it to them, and they certainly have. Full 30 going to be required. The question is, do we get any more?
Yeah, that is very, very true. It's been a spicy affair, to say the least. 14 all. Team Renewal pushing arguably one of the best teams in this entire region, and I think, well, you can probably say domestically the best team. The full distance. They are pushing them the limit right now. NEUZ, I've only seen this side be tested this way since IHC in the finals of ECL Challenger League Season 43, when they went to full 5 in that best of 5. This is a position now where, of course, it is a minimal buy, but we did see Expro going towards the M4A1S, and I kind of said it, if they went on AWP in towards the next, he had to, you know, have a low buy himself, so it's a very risky buy.
Yeah, I think maybe jumping the gun a little bit too early, right? Not pressing tab, not communicating with the team, and then they've kind of taken that pause to fully flesh out the idea. So next round he's going to suffer, but in this round we'll see. There might be, you know, an angle to save. He's waiting for a boost up here to try and do maximum damage. And they're waiting at the perfect time to go for the boost up as well. westmeloNz just trying to distract away. He does do so. A1S in for one, but traded instantly. Is it enough? Probably not. Needed someone else to chime in. That A1S is actually going to be picked up by Starry, which is quite good. Save comes in, and they should all be able to buy pretty comfortably into the next round. But it's going to be Renewal to hit 15 first, and Lynn battling for overtime, in fact.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought we'd be having this sort of conversation, especially when Lynn started to find that success, and they started to look like the Lynn that we know and love, where it's, you know, confident plays coming through. The individuals like your Starries were stepping up for quite a few kills, and you could really see the confidence flowing within his veins and in the way he was peaking and the way he was taking fights. But now we're in a position where, once again, it's not looking that great. Yes, thankfully the save has come through and the M4A1S will tick over. I'm just curious as to kind of what the investment's going to be. I'm pretty sure they won't have an orbit to play with, which is going to make things a bit uncomfortable. Unless Starry gets a wealth of economy. I mean, he could drop one over, but it would mean that he'd be playing no armor. And it's just not a position they want to be in. So I think it's going to be full rifles across the board. And then how do Lynn play this now, right? We've seen success from Lynn. The only real recent success, actually, from Lynn has come off the back of them just flying in towards second mid. You know, playing hyper-aggressive and really catching the T-side off guard. And actually, same the other way, right? We've seen the success for Team Renewal being from them. The thing that really changed the tempo and changed the kind of the course of this game was when they were just, you know, whole W, taking fights, you know, dry peeking everything. So what's the call to arms here for Lynn? I think this is a very difficult conversation they've got to have, right? It's attack timeout called by Team Renewal, but both sides get a good opportunity to discuss how do they see this one off, or how do they at least make it a competition. Lynn backs against the wall, and I don't think many people would have assumed that or expected that.
Very true. All to play for in this round then. Are Renewal going to be able to take their map pick? A hard-fought battle, or is it going to be that overtime required? Oh, with an opener like that, they might just be able to steal it away. NEUZ with a great spawn, just holding for mid, holding for the jump across. Simple, kind of puggy strat, to be fair. Nothing too deep in that one, so Lynn immediately going to start a man down.
That's not good. This is crumbling. This is looking like Team Renewal on the road to seeing off this map. Can't lie, sort of feels like it. Lynn they look a shadow of their former selves. Zach has been quiet this entire game, and of course, with him falling early, does make things awkward. Boost above. Spawning out too much just yet. This could get risky. On the swing, damage dealt.
Yeah, flashes there. Need a HE to finish him off, eh? Would have been a great combination. Doesn't quite come in, though. The smoke, at the very least, will give them that control of Banana back. Now where? Just wildly spraying in. westmeloNz desperate for a kill, but nothing coming. So they'll once again pump another smoke down and try and keep the control of top Banana.
I don't know if you noticed as well, a molly airburst on top of half wall. That could have really changed things. They had a good little lineup, but I think, you know, a pixel or two in the wrong direction, it airburst just above half wall. And it meant that, of course, now they had to drop a smoke off the back of it. So I'm already burning through U2 as well, and they're just going to take contact here.
Oh, God, this is about to be an absolute mess, isn't it? The contact's got to be good. In for the first. westmeloNz, what have you got for us? Need multiple. Maybe 2 is enough. We'll see. Going to be the retake from the rest of Lynn being held down by NEUZ on the AWP, who has not been missing very often at all, he says. And a gap opens up because of a miss. NEUZ, though, still able to just kind of back away, and because of where things are at with teammates and whatnot, it is worthwhile to make a play like that. Does go down, but getting the information that both are coming from Banana. No kit available, not a lot of time to work with. Got to step up, got to pick up the pace here. Rue in towards Dark, hears him coming, finds the first. Aricule surely is not even going to be looked for, does manage to get it, and that is 16-14 coming in. And wow, Renewal, it is incredibly difficult for them, but they will manage to take their own map pick.
GG. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to throw this one to a break. Map number 2 is going to be Overpass coming up next. We're going to be back in roughly around 10 to 15 minutes, so we'll see you all very, very soon.